Hello, messy homesteaders. Today I thought that I would show you my in process, but still probably useful way that I'm organizing my suitcase. I'm going to be gone for 6 months, more or less all in the same season, mostly worm time, um, with a little bit of extreme worm and then a little bit at the end of just the beginning of fall. So, um, way easier than packing for two very distinct seasons for sure. But still only taking one suitcase, and then taking one carry-on roller bag, and then a backpack, and then perhaps for medical uh, devices or something that needs a medical cold pack, I would be allowed to bring that on the plane with me. But even so, 6 months, what happens when you buy the one step up from like really, really shitty um, plane fare is that you get a lot more flexibility on changing the flight, which is great, which was important in my case at the end of it. But what you also get is you get your first big bag for free, at least on international. But then they hike up, whereas on a domestic flight, you would pay like $40 to $50 per big bag. Here they hike it up. So they give you the first one free, but the second one is $100. So that's just not fun. So we're going to make sure to not need that second big bag. I'm only going to be moving two times, or I'm only going to have two locations when I'm gone. So I'm not going to have to move these around a lot. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to pack a second bag, but I'm just not going to, by the time it's $100 there, $100 back just for the bag, it's just not worth it. So, but the challenge is that I do have a lot of medical items. And because my body is so environmentally sensitive and chemically sensitive, there's just kind of it would be foolhardy to not take that seriously and not take some things along that I may or may not need. So if you are a person who doesn't have those kinds of sensitivities, you may be of the mind of, if it's a maybe, then it's a no when you're on a long trip. And that's, that can be a good packing way to go. But for people with eco sensitivities, not only might you have medical devices or medical care that you have to take with you, but it might be just something as simple as something that would seem frivolous to someone else to pack. You might need to pack it because, okay, so I just bought some things with linen in them. Well, linen can sometimes be really nice on the skin and other times be kind of scratchy. So I'm washing everything ahead of time. I'm trying everything on ahead of time, wearing it for a few days. My neighbors are noticing. um, but as you do that, then you get a better idea of how it will affect you. But what you don't know is how it's going to affect you at your destination. So that's where, even though I have my, chart of how much I think I will need, there are times when I go into my closet and I'm like, oh no, I actually might need that one too. Or, you know what, I can get by with two of these, not three or four. What I have not solved yet is the pajama problem. In the United States, my sensitivities are such that I need, I only wear natural fibers, like, at all. This, for example, is a pajama and it is an organic, real thin cotton. Um, but although it's sort of flannelly, which they did not disclose in the sale. But I tend to wear these in the spring and the fall. They're not warm enough to be a heavy flannel, but I have literally an entire pile of holiday pajamas that are heavy flannel, that they're holiday ones, not to be utterly cheerful all the time, but simply because those go on sale. And so I can get them very cheaply and accommodate whatever I need to get. So, um, I'm going to show you the pile actually, because it will really drive home my problem. So here's the pile. Here's the pile. Even without the suitcase, this is just like the regular pile that is always here. Oh, wait, I'm doing that wrong. Wait, what is happening? Okay, this is the pile. And that is always there because I wear so many pajamas in America because I'm so ill. That and I wear one in the day, and then in the evening I'll put on a different one, but I need to wear something like completely clean. I can't have worn it last night. I have to wear like a brand new one. Um, so brand new from the laundry, not brand new from the store. So that obviously means that, I mean, I don't even have room for that really in my house, in my suitcase. So what we're going to do, because there are not really any dryers to speak of in the places that I am staying, and because people are used to just kind of line drying things sort of as you go, I'm going to try for like three pairs of pajamas. But again, those that you saw are heavy flannel, and even these are lighter flannel, but they're going to take up a lot of space. They would take up probably, even just to take three pairs of them, would take up an entire container like this. So that's probably more real estate than I can give them. Um, so what I'm probably going to do is sort of smash them in between other things. Oh, that's better light. But what I'm going to do today is just show you kind of how I generally have things packed. We may have to do the pajamas another day because I'm still in a bit of denial about that situation. So here's how um my setup is so far. This is a hard pack suitcase, just plain old black. Hopefully I'll be able to mark it up better to be more distinctive so that I can find it and other people don't want to steal it. This is a great size. I didn't buy this. This was on the side of the road somewhere, like, I don't know, 7 years ago, and I dragged it 3 blocks to my car. But it turns out it's really super condition. It's good to it's good to take these off the side of the road in nice areas of town. The great thing about this is not only I mean, you can't take this out, obviously, but this is kind of what we would call your shower bag or toiletries area. But this zips up, and so it will actually make a separate. It will fully separate this area and this area for me, which is awesome. So that's one thing I've got going for me. Number two, I decided to just go ahead and use these. This is what I keep my medical items in my bathroom closet. And so I decided I was trying to figure out how to organize everything and just see, a month ahead of time, can you even pack anything? But you need to start packing because you need to see if everything fits. And so I started kind of doing this mock-up. I knew I would need about this much space, but now I also have like all of this. I have a lot of space here. So I've got my knickers and just kind of already put those away. This is kind of my main medical items, with still some room in here to put more kind of the medical items that I use every day that I'll need to put in at the last minute. And so then this will close up that way. This is also okay. Somehow the recording stopped, but I don't know why. So hopefully that works out okay. So anyway, but this right here, you've actually got a lot of space there, and so you can put some shoes. I have like a pair of sandals that I may take, although I'm finding that anything with a slope to it like that is really hard on my almost diabetic feet. So it may not be those. But the other thing I want to show you, because I haven't seen this in any packing advice video, is just using these containers. Like these containers, you just get them at the dollar store or I know they're at True Value Hardware for about the same price. Even small True Value Hardwares usually charge a lot. But you can get them at the dollar store a lot. These other ones that I just showed you a minute ago. You can also get these at Walmart. They're very inexpensive. They're like $5 right now. They're not very much. So I have a lot of them because I use them for a lot of things. And I bought a lot when I moved here since there wasn't good storage here. This is another size. It's similar. It's a little bit smaller, but it fits really, really snugly style between in the back of the suitcase where you've got like the handle thing that's got to go in. It's sort of hard to pack in there. So you're really not losing a lot of space by doing it this way, which is awesome. So I'm going to show you how I've got this set up right now. Right now, just because I'm doing kind of mock-ups, I'm putting everything in the big bags, these big Ziploc, they're called the big bag. And the good thing about them is they're gusseted on the bottom so you can make stuff flat. Now, the bad thing about them is they're not gusseted on the top, which would have been, smarter to do. But they're also out of stock everywhere right now. So maybe they're not going to sell them anymore. But in the meantime, I have a few of them left and I'm just seeing how much can fit in there. Again, this is four dresses right here. Kind of acetate style. It's the one thing that I don't have fully natural, but I do have some good linen shift dresses that are going to work well. So I'm hoping to put pants in here. These are my shirts. These are dresses. These are in here. The other great thing about doing it this way is that you've got your lids on it. So if something were to shift, these have little kind of teeth on them at the end, and so they'll go in there. This is like swimsuits and bras and like camisoles that have shaping to them. So things like that you don't particularly want to just like fall out, in the airport or anything. But see, they're pretty solid in there. And I could push more in there, but I'm not going to in that particular one because I want that one to stay a little bit looser. So it just goes snugly right in there. So what you end up with is very well utilized space, but everything is quite secure also. And if you want to make sure that it's, more watertight, then you might do both. You might do the Ziploc bag, seal it up real good, and then put it into that container. Or if you don't care that much about that part, and compression is not important to you, then you could just put it straight into the packaging. Now these here that I showed you are these are actually pretty watertight on their own, but the other ones are not. They're more like shoe boxes. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. The reason that I decided to make this video actually is because I did a bunch of research and thought, okay, packing cubes are going to be good. Let's do some packing cubes because it'll be helpful just visually to look at everything organized. But what I found was that the highest recommended ones that Allie Smalls recommended, and I'm sure she did so in good faith. So thanks, Allie, for all of your work, and she makes lots of good travel videos. But the one that she really highly recommended that works well for her, that she's had for a long time, that still work, I bought the exact same ones and did kind of the quick very light wash to just get rid of the warehouse dust and stuff, and they completely fell apart. Like I've sent them back already. I just got them yesterday. So if they can't even handle, a quick wash and eco-friendly detergent, then they're not ready for a trip. So just to let you know, don't buy those. Those are the white ones with little handles on them. The other thing about them was they were like an 8-piece thing, but really only 3 pieces were very usable. And I don't know what's up with all these packing cube companies, but they're selling all these like bullshit little bitty containers, but they're only giving you 2 or 3 or maybe 1 container that you could actually like pack enough in to matter. So that's the other issue. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I haven't seen any videos recommending using kind of Tupperware kinds of things. And many types of Tupperware things are pretty expensive nowadays. So wanted to give you a budget-friendly option. So for this whole thing that I did, the bigger containers that I showed you at the beginning that carry my medical things, those were about, I don't know, $13 to $15 a piece, but totally worth it. I mean, you can use them for like everything forever. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 of the $5 just kind of shoe boxes. And then these are $3 to $7 depending on where you are. The bags, the Ziploc bags, they run the gamut in terms of price, but like I say, they're not actually available right now. I went to get two more, kind of one more package for this trip, and I can't find them right now. So you may need an alternative for that. But they're so helpful since they have the gusseting on them. You could also, if you can find them, something that would also work really well is the types of containers that like bed sheets come in. The problem is those have gotten hard to find in recent years, and so I have not had any luck finding them. But if you do, please tell us because we would all like to know. Okay, so I guess that's it. Take care, and if you need to pack, or if you have different tips that work similarly well that are sort of off the beaten path, feel free to share.